This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Job chapter 5 and verse 12. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. It's the brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and unto the elect, I say shalom. All right, and today I want to go into this article. All right, again, what's today? Today is August 20th, 2023, the hopeful year where all the prophecies, all right, be fulfilled. All right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has blessed us, all right, with the ability, okay, to see, all right, the times that we're living in and to understand the times that we're living in. All right, now I'm not going to, make this too long. All right, we're going to go straight into the point. Okay, and what is the point? The point is the time of Jacob's trouble. But within the time of Jacob's trouble, what is going to be the main thing, all right, that causes the whole earth to shake? Okay, the whole earth, all right, is getting ready to shake. All right, there's a shakeup coming. You know what I'm saying? There's a shakeup coming. All right, and that's going to happen when the MOTB, the mark of the beast, is officially mandatory around the whole entire globe. Okay, and as we speak right now, all right, the system is being changed. There's an overhaul in the what they call the so-called global reset. Okay, and once that reset is complete, okay, what's going to happen is now they got to come after the people. Okay, so the system is changing as we speak. Okay, and that's going to lead to what? Them requiring you to change your attitude and your way of life in order to fit within this new system. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, as the title says, human M-chip implants take center stage. Okay, it says a novelty of replacing one's home key with a microchip implant is gaining worldwide interest. But there's another more compelling story under the surface, huh? Why is this technology, an integrated circuit the size of a grain of rice, reviled by some and celebrated by self-proclaimed human cyborgs? Arguably, William Shakespeare's Hamlet offers the most elegant explanation. Nothing is neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. All right, and that's a faulty philosophy, because there is good and bad. There is righteousness and wickedness. All right, if it wasn't so, you wouldn't have, all right, these so-called elites and what they're doing. You have objective reality of good and evil. All right, if you ask the average person, well, maybe not here in Babylon, but if you were to go into a little civilized society and you were to ask them, hey, listen, would you just grab somebody around the street and just put them to death? For whatever reason, you don't have to have a reason, just go wilding out on people. The majority of the responses will be, well, that's not justified. You can't just go around doing that, right? So objectively, we can say that, okay, well, that would be considered something that you can't just do, which will make it a bad thing, okay? Because it affects those around you, objectively, right? So that is a faulty philosophy that, there's neither good nor bad, but the way you think about it makes it so. No, that's not true. All right, Esau is the wicked for a reason, and you don't gotta think about it to understand. Look at the world we're living in. Look at the shit that's going on around the world right now as we speak, and what's about to happen very soon. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good or bad situation. It's just straight up evil times, like the scriptures say. Okay, and how you think about it is not going to change the times that we're going to be in. All right, just like how people now, they want to be naive and play along like ain't nothing going on, but deep down they're concerned. Deep down, people are worried. That's why they resort to these worldly means to take away, basically to distract them from the reality, But the average person, especially in the Western Hemisphere, from Canada all the way to Mexico, all right, Canadians are stressing over there, Americans are stressing up here, and Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, are stressing over there. Okay. So let's continue. It says, however, it would be prudent to tell Prince Hamlet that nothing Not all microchip implants are designed alike, and understanding the technological design enables one to better evaluate the competing viewpoints. Today, more than 50,000 people have elected to have a subdermal chip surgically inserted between the thumb and index finger, serve as their new swipe key or credit card. In Germany, for example, more than 2,000 Germans have opted to receive these implants. Yo. So John, hey, listen, this stuff is already happening. John the Revelator saw this stage, okay, of this prophecy right here. So that means everything that's to come, including Revelation, the 14th chapter, where it talks about the destruction of those who take this chip, all right, the mark of the beast. Guess what? He saw that too. Okay, and that is the end result of the actions that's being played out right now as we speak. Okay, when the fire comes, those who are M-chipped get destroyed, period. Okay, so you could think of it however you want. That's just the reality that everybody's gonna have to face. Whether you're a CEO of any company that's going on right now, whether it was done because you felt bad for somebody else, whatever the reason is why you took the MOTB, guess what? When the missiles come, you're not going to escape. All right, and you see how the world is going right now. The Lord has set it up as a certain spirit. It's funny. The Lord has set it up where people can't really escape Babylon. Okay? You're free to go, but people are not going nowhere. Where are you going to go? Why? Because they're crippling your pockets. That deters you from traveling anywhere. Where are you going to go? How much money do you need to travel? Everything has become expensive. So they've crippled people's ability to escape this land. I believe I read an article this morning. They were saying that 60% of Americans are living from paycheck to paycheck, man. All right. So financially, you're not free enough to make that commitment to say, oh, I'm leaving Babylon because I know missiles are going to drop here. See how the Lord designed it? So you can't physically just leave. Just like how when the C-hip is implanted, you can't physically just take it out. No way. It's almost like it's a surgical implantation. You're going to have to need some type of surgery to take it out. But again, it's just the norm. It's going to be the norm very quickly. How the hell are you going to even think about taking it out? For what? Where if you attempt to try to take it out, you got drones over you, right? The Lord is going to make sure that once you implant that shit, you can't take it out. Okay? And there's a reason why you take it in the first place. What, you think that reason just left? No. Well, the reason just goes away because you took it? No. A lot of people are going to take it because of their jobs, all right, because of living conditions, because of affordability of life. Once you take it, certain little perks and privileges that you're going to get for taking it, right? That's why it's called the hour of temptation. A lot of people are going to fall for that temptation, but it's just a temptation. Once you overcome it, you're blessed. You see? But if you fail during that hour of temptation, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. You're not going to make it. All right? You're not going to make it, man. You and your family. All right? So let's keep reading. Real quick, let's keep reading. It says here, so it says, in Germany, for example, more than 2,000 Germans have opted to receive these implants. One man even used it to store a link to his last will and testament. Yo, shit. As C-hip storage capacity increases, perhaps users could even link to the complete works of Shakespeare. There you saw. It says C-hip implants are just one of many types of emerging technologies in the Internet of Things, IoT. Okay, and everything is becoming pretty much connected to the internet. Right? When they say the Internet of Things, they're talking about the beast system. Okay, it's ran by the internet. Okay, in order for them to control people on a mass scale, pretty much the whole world, everybody got to be connected to something. Something known as the World Wide Web. There's a reason why it's called that. Okay. So let's continue. It says, C-hip implants are just one of many types of emerging technologies in the Internet of Things, an expanding digital cosmos of wireless connected internet enabled devices. Okay, everything is Wi-Fi. You know, every job you go to, you know, you got to have some type of digital connection in order to be validated. Right, you got to have an email address because everything runs on email. Anybody gonna be sending you no mails in the mailbox? You know, they're cutting down on that shit. They say, oh, you know, go paperless, you know, go electric, you know, and they pushing that shit. So very soon, you know, now it's an option. Soon it'll be, you know, the way of life, the standard of living. You see. So let's continue. It says, some technologists are worried, however, that hackers targeting IoT vulnerabilities in sensors and network architecture also may try to hack C-hip implants. All right, the only people who are going to have the power to be able to hack these C-hips are the ones who are going to be behind the distribution. All right, like Amazon going to have their own brand, you know, Microsoft have their own brand, just like the Pfizer, you know, all that shit. You know, oh, what you got? Oh, I got the Moderna. Oh, I got the Pfizer. Oh, it's like people are bragging about which one they took. Same thing. All right, you have Synchron, right now in the works of making these C-hips. You got Neuralink, okay? I forget the other one. Oh, damn, I forgot the third one. There's a third one in there. All right, that's merged. Okay, that's into this production of these C-hips. All right, not just production, but also the utilization of it in countries and between people. Okay, it's a whole system overhaul. Again, the Great Reset. Right. So it says here, radio frequency identification, RFID C-hips, are identifying transponders that typically carry a unique identification number and can be tagged with user ID, such as health records, social media profiles, and financial information. Okay. RFID C-hips are passive transponders, which means the digital reader must be positioned a few inches away from the user's micro C-hipped hand to communicate. You hear that? Now, what does that sound like? Where have we heard that there's going to come a time where people are going to be required to use their hand to make any form of purchase or payments? There's this book, right? There's this book that we are very familiar with. All right, and in that very book, okay, it talks about this as a prophecy, and this was 2,000 plus years ago, right? And here we are, okay, living in the days where this prophecy is being fulfilled. Okay, and we're gonna go into it, right? Like we always do. It's the same thing, but now it's being refined, right? Now the pieces are being put together because we're at the door of this prophecy being fulfilled. So the Lord is showing the whole world, this is what it is. So when you take it, you have no excuse. Okay, it's not a mystery. It's like, oh, we don't know what it is, Lord. No. We know exactly what it is. Going into the details, the word charagma and all that, graphos. We're reading about it, man. Okay, so if you can't make the connection, then damn, you're just lost. You know, waiting for your missiles. Okay, so let's continue. It says, oh shit, hold on. All right, it says, in contrast, near-field communication, NFC C-hips use electromagnetic radio fields to wirelessly communicate to digital readers in close proximity, much like smartphones and contactless credit cards. Right? A benefit of NFC over RFID is international use. Reasons biohacks, quote, with the power of existing infrastructure and the wide variety of services and products already supporting the NFC standard globally, one huge benefit of ours is that we overlap virtually any private or public sector already using NFC or mobile tech. Wow. Okay, so the infrastructure is already there. So what does that tell you? That the next crisis could very well usher in them requiring people to partake within that infrastructure. Let that system start working. You know, let that system start working. You know? So let's read. It says, according to a 2021 United Kingdom-based consumer survey by Propeller Insights, on digital payment trends in Europe, 51% of the approximately 2,000 respondents said they would consider getting a C-hip implant to pay for services. And that no man might buy or sell. See, right now we're in the stage where it's out there, and you can choose to utilize it. You can choose to use it, pretty much, right? They need to get enough people, all right, to start using it, where it becomes the majority using it and the minority are pretty much just there resisting it. And then they're gonna start putting the pressure. Once they get to like the beginning stages, halfway through, that kind of thing, then the coercion starts. See? And then once they get to the last few of like, okay, we got most people in this thing, but the rest, the few that are left, you know what I'm saying, they are a problem. We gotta close this thing out. You see, that's when they're gonna get real violent with the shit. That's when the beheadings come in, and so on and so forth. Okay? The imprisonments, all that. All right, and they have documents on this. The military is already working on that. Okay, the U.S. Army and so on and so forth, they already got resettlement camps ready to go. Okay, the kind of torture methods that they're gonna be putting on people is already set up and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So everything is already set, and I believe through the Spirit that later this year, all right, they might start the actual the actual run. You know what I'm saying? I remember December of 2020 is when I heard this guy Gus Perner. He was saying that he said December 12th was D-Day. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, that's what he said, D-Day. And that was all, again, all the stuff was all a trial run. So now the real deal is about to start. Who knows? They might just bring it back again. December will be D-Day. Now it's time. Who knows? But all hell is finna break loose. We're in what, middle of August right now? Pretty much towards the tail end of the month. Okay, then we got September. They have history of changing the world in the month of September. Okay, go back to 2001. Okay, so they saying that this is going to be a digital 9/11 pretty much, and after that is when the whole world changes. You see, so hey, we're living in those days, man. All right, and those of us who know what's going on and can see what's going on, you can already tell. I was watching the elder Malcolm, all right, and this morning he had gone into how, I believe it was Alex Jones, somebody got some word that they saying that late October, middle to late October, they're gonna start the whole campaign again, and by the time of the end of the year, so-called, right, people gonna be going back to so-called lockdown measures and so on and so forth. You see, so hey man, the time of Jacob's trouble is definitely upon us, man. And the playtime is almost over. All these other camps that are not hitting the point, playing games, engaging in deceptive, BS. What are you gonna say when this time really comes, man? In a few more months, when this is really upon us, what are you gonna do? That's why the Lord has this in the mainstream at the moment, both the secular and prophetic aspects. This is the main topic. Again, going back to the title, human micro implants take center stage. Okay, when something is in the center, all right, everything else is around that thing. Feel me? Everything is around it. So you could be wherever. This thing is the center. This is where it all begins. If you ain't here, then shit, So this is where we at. Okay, so let's keep going. It says we read that already. It says a benefit of NFC over RFID. I think we read this. Yep. Next paragraph, Salakia. It says, according to a 2021 United Kingdom-based consumer survey by Propeller Insights on digital payment trends in Europe, 51% of the approximately 2,000 respondents said 51%. 51%. That's over 1,000 people. If we're doing based on 2,000 people, right? It says 51% of the approximately 2,000 respondents said they would consider getting a C-hip implant to pay for services, and these are the polls that they use for the majority. They take a sample size, they do their research, and then they do, based on that, they use the percentages and say, okay, well, 50% will definitely go for it. And then now we got to shoot for maybe 75%. That's when the coercion comes in, right? And then the last 25%, they'd be like, all right, listen, bring the fire, let's go. You see, that's all they need. You know, once you get into it, you can't escape it. That's it. All right. Panopticon. All right. So let's keep going. It says, this technology is especially popular in Sweden as a substitute for paying with cash. Cool. Only 1 in 4 people living in Sweden use cash at least once a week. Oh my goodness. Right? This was written by NPR. Okay? Shit, man. 1 in 4? So that's like what? 75% of their population is already MC hipped. Only 25% is resisting. So again, going back to the statistics, Sweden is basically more like a test. You know what I'm saying? Of how people are going to respond once this technology becomes the norm, right? They pretty much saying that, okay, well, at least we know, 75% of the people, once this becomes the norm, will just oblige, just like we saw with the Vanessa. You know what I'm saying? So continuing, it says, more than 4,000 Swedes have replaced key cards for C-hip implants to use for gym access, okay, e-tickets on railway travel, and to store emergency contact information. That's where the scriptures goes into what? The graphos. Okay, that information that's gonna be on your C-hip. All right. It says the technology also may offer increased mobility for people with physical limiting health conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and motor neuron disease, according to Biotech. Okay, a UK-based tech firm. So you see how all these tech firms around the world, it's not just here in America, right? We're not just dealing with Synchron and Neuralink. Now we got Biotech in there, out there in the UK, right? So this is a global thing. All right, a few months ago, we were seeing this company, Walletmore, talking about the C-hip and how it's going to be the new so-called debit or credit card, right? Your purchasing power lies in that C-hip. You see? So once your purchasing power is determined by, you getting the C-hip or not, then what do? Again, the hour of temptation. You know, they already bringing it out. Amazon, Whole Foods, now you go in there and they got the palm readers and so on and so forth. The palm reader, man. You know what I'm saying? And that palm reader, guess what, already has RFID technology in it. Okay? So let's keep going. It says, for example, and this is all going into their miracles, right? Again, I always say this is a sales pitch. So now they're pitching to the world. Look at the benefits of having this. Look what we can do with this. Just like every other form of technology that comes out, the iPhone, they do promotions for that. And you have people lined up ready to go buy a new iPhone. Because why? They increase the way the camera works. Oh, wow. What a great idea. Look at that. And you got these fools lined up in the dead of winter or whenever iPhones drop. And you got niggas out there lined up ready to go get the newest iPhone. I remember it was a thing. A few years ago, it was like anytime a new iPhone dropped, they would even talk about it on the news. And I'd be talking, I'm like, yo, it's just a phone. Why the hell are they putting it on the TV like it's like a big deal? Like, it's just a phone. You know, the new iPhone, this drops next week and it's got consumers going crazy because the new this that it can do, that's how they pitch it. And you got fools lined up, ready to go get some of that pitch. You know? Anyway, it says, for example, a wheelchair mobile person. Yeah, just say somebody who can't walk or paralyzed, right? Wheelchair mobile. He saw his all-inclusive bullshit. And again, this is why the scripture says, and he causeth all. So no one is excluded from this. They making it even accessible for people who are wheelchair mobile. So nigga, it don't matter if you can't walk, nigga, you can still have this C-hip in you. Right? It says, he causeth all, both small and great. Whether you could get up on your feet and walk or whether you can't at all, you're paralyzed, you have neurological diseases, damage, all that shit, you're still included in this new transition. The whole world. Sick people, again, they have to sell the pitch to the sick people. Hey, look what it can do for you too. Right? No one is exempt from getting that C-hip except for the elect, period. Right? It says, For example, a wheelchair mobile person can approach a door and the reader will unlock the door, avoiding the need for what? Let's go back to this. Avoiding the need for keys that the person may not be able to use for themselves. Like, really, that's really a big deal. Oh my God. Like, nowadays the doors are automatic. When you get there, you just punch the thing and it opens up for you. There ain't no keys. When was the last time you saw people using keys when they go into these handicap spots? They always have ramps and some steps. You know, they make accommodations for them, you know, and it's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they can't move around them. Like, you see mad people in wheelchairs everywhere. You know, nowadays they got that little looking like a little small little tricycle shit, and it's like a little motor shit, whatever. Motherfuckers, fat people be always sitting in it, and they just be driving around. It's like you're not sick, bro. You got to lose some weight so you can walk better. You know. But again, this is the shit that America pushes. You can't blame some of these people, right? The kind of food we eat. You know, the lifestyle we live is like people don't even like get the chance. That's why gyms have become so popular nowadays, because the lifestyle. Most jobs, you're not moving around. You're just sitting in one place for 8 hours, 9 hours, some people 13 hours, 12 hours, OD. How many days a week you doing that shit? And what are you going to be eating? Junk food? You're not going to be bringing cooked meals. Like, you don't even have time to do that. So the system is set up to keep you, right, dependent on the sad reality of America. You just got to be dependent on it. You know, and if you try to deviate from that dependence, it makes it much harder. Now you got to spend more money just so you can eat organic, right? They label food organic and GMO. Like, what the fuck? You know? So if you don't have true guidance, which is from the scriptures, then you're going to be taken by the devices of these devils. You know? You're going to end up on them big pharma pills. That's going to lead to your death. You know? Or another form of disease that you're going to need them to come and give you another treatment for. Not a cure, just a treatment for. Right? So this place is all bugged the hell out, man. Bugged the hell out. Now, that's why the people are the way they are. Can you blame them? You know? That's why the scripture says, so let them who are born in vain perish. Right? The Lord, Ezra was telling the Lord, so he says, so Lord, let those who are born in vain, all right, perish. Let them perish. Let them go. They out of here. You know? Get them up out of here. All right, so let's continue. It says, biotech is also exploring. Biotech is also exploring providing micro CHIP services for those who are visually impaired to create trigger audible or touch sensory signals in the home. Right? So now you're starting to see where the scriptures talk about the miracles. Okay, the miracles is what's happening right now. Okay, let's get that precept real quick. Let's see. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, because they're pitching it as these, oh, you can walk now. You know, like, people are going to want that. You know, damn, like, I could be paralyzed and get to walk again. They're going to go for it. Right? People are, going to be able to see now. Like, what the fuck? Like, they're going to go for it. Again, the miracles, which they had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast. And what is that image? That the NWO. Okay? Because it is through that you have the MOTB coming out. It is the image, the system. Okay? The system of built and powered by AI. Okay? And that's where the control comes in. That's where the power comes in. Okay, so they're telling the world, right? They're pushing this new way of thinking, this new ideology, and it's all powered by AI, right? And that what? The world should come together to make an image. So join in this new world order. Okay, join in the World Economic Forum's ideologies of how life should be, going from organic to inorganic, per the words of Yuval Harari. Okay. He's become very popular over the past few years. Somebody who just spawned out of nowhere. right? So it says what? It says, should make an image to the beast, Salakia, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, so again, the Roman Empire going down. This is the second leg of the Roman Empire. That is why this push is being pushed predominantly by America, Babylon the Great. Okay, just like back in the time of Rome, America is Rome 2.0. You know what I'm saying? And she has jurisdictions around the world. Okay, vassal states around the world, but her main domain is Rome, America. That's why everything is built around America. Okay, the world's reserve currency is what? The dollar, which is America's currency. And yeah, it's going down because every time the money system is going down, that's a signifying, that's a significant point of history that empire is going down. Okay, but you notice they got the BRICS. You know, they got this country, that country, all coming together. You know, China is this, and Iran is joining in, and Russia is this. All these different countries coming together, creating a currency. You notice it's like digital. Everybody's doing that digital shit. You notice that's all part of the image. Okay, it's all digital. You know, whether they call it BRICS or whether they call it non-BRICS, it's all the same shit. Okay, again, they have to create it like, oh, there's an opposition. That's how Esau moves. Just like the First World War, Second World War, it was all controlled by some people in the back. Let's just say that. Okay, who fund both sides of the war, and then when the damage is done, they come in and say, hey, this is how we should do things from now on. Okay, and they're going to do the same thing again this time around, just like they did in the past 2-3 years. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay, so let's go back into this article. All right, we almost done with this. It says despite these benefits, the bulletin of the atomic scientist avers that the main challenges to C-hip implants are security, safety, and privacy. A general security concern with NFC technology is that it could allow third parties to eavesdrop on device communication, corrupt data, or wage interception attacks, warns NFC.org. Okay, so that sounds like people could be hacked. And Harari already said it, that people have become hackable animals. What a bitch. All right, to say some shit like that. What the fuck are you trying to say? The Lord said, let us make man in our own image and likeness. Now you saying that humans have become hackable animals? What are you trying to say? That's, again, these devils are standing, all right, in their lot. And we're the only ones who seem to identify them and call them out. According to prophecy, there's the book of 2 Thessalonians. Let's get that. All right. And it's one of my favorite precepts because it hits the point. It hits the nail right on its head and drives it home. Okay. There's a book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped. All right. And what do we know? Who do we, everyone, all these other nations, they all know that there's a power. There's a supreme being somewhere. These devils are saying, no, we're going to change that ideology and we're going to be that supreme power, supreme being. And guess what? We're going to force you into it by way of AI and technology. We are the gods now. Okay, so it's playing out in our face. All right, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped. Right, there are no more all these other religions. They all gonna have to come underneath this one umbrella of the New World Order. You could be Buddhist, you could be Christian, you could be Muslim, you could be Kemet, you could be whatever. Guess what? At the end of the day, all these other gods you worship are going to be disseminated or decimated, and Esau going to rule. He going to put himself on the top and say, well, you worship me now. We are the gods. We determine, and God simply means a judge or a ruler. So they want to change the mindset of people to say, we're not just going to recognize you as just people on the earth. We're going to recognize you as the gods of this earth. You have all the money. You have all the power. You determine what's going on around the world. You make all the policies. Right? You building 15-minute cities and all this shit. You're literally creating a world and forcing people into it so you can rule over them. That is a God mindset. Right? Rulership, control. And that's what the MOTB and the New World Order is all about. Control. Total and absolute control. Okay. So it says, who, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4 says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Why do you think they're trying to tell you that AI is about to rewrite the Bible? The temple of God? You really want to push it that far? They want to rewrite the Bible? It's about to get crazy out here soon, right? So let's go back to the article, right? So now we pinpoint who these devils really are, according to the scriptures, right? It ain't the Africans doing this shit. As a matter of fact, the Africans are fighting back against these devils. It ain't the Persians doing it. It ain't the Ishmaelites doing it. All right, it ain't nobody. Look what these devils are doing, man. Most people in the World Economic Forum are all Edomites, coming out making these bold ass statements. Temanites, Amalekites, all kinds of shit. Ultimately, Edomites. Okay, Esau, Edom. All right, it says, going back to the article, it says interception attacks are when someone intercepts the data transmitted between two NFC devices and then alters the data as it's being relayed. Like any device, these personal CHIPs have security vulnerabilities and potentially could be hacked even if embedded underneath the skin. Okay. With regard to health safety concerns, a 2020 study with the American Society for Surgery of the Hand indicated, and I got to go into that. I'm going to look into that. American Society for Surgery in the Hand? Interesting. Of the hand. Indicated that RFID C-hip implants may carry potential health risks, such as adverse tissue reaction and incompatibility with some magnetic resonance imaging, which is MRI technology. Okay. So the scriptures also talks about those that took the C-hip, the MOTB. What happened? They suffered a grievous and noisome sore. All right, very grievous sore. All right, will come upon those people. You know, it says several social scientists also are apprehensive about the risks to privacy and human rights if the body becomes a type of human barcode. Okay, they've already declared it. They've already told you that humans have become hackable animals. So there's going to be what? Barcodes. You can be read. You can scan your barcode and you'll be identified. You see how easy that is? All right. So let's continue. It says here, barcode. It says, according to microbiologist Ben Liberton at Stockholm Karolinska Institute, C-hip implants can reveal sensitive personal information about your health and even data about your whereabouts, how often you're working, how long you're working, if you're taking toilet breaks, and things like that. See? So they're invading your whole privacy. Yo, I think they said it. They said the concept of privacy, the free will, you know, the ability to make decisions, choices, all that shit is gone. He said those days are over. Right? Isn't that what Harari said? Those days are over? Oh, Esau. It says, and again, this is all being pitched to the world like it's something that's good. But when you read about it, it's literally do you really want to go through this? I mean, damn. Do you want to get to a point where they can read your mind? Literally? Whatever you're thinking, however you're feeling? What if you get to a point where you're not really fucking with that? You know? Right now, they kind of do that. They listen to your conversation, and then next thing you know, they advertising all kinds of shit to you. You be on the phone with somebody talking about something, and the next thing you know, that's all that's popping up on your tabs and all that. You see? So they already programming people. They're already setting people up for this reality. Okay? It says, hey, listen, man. Honestly, the world has to thank Yahweh Bashim Yahushai greatly, okay, for sending his prophets down to explain what the MOTB is, man. I know I'm grateful. All right, because I remember when me and my brother were younger, man, we used to contemplate, like, yo, what's that MOTB thing? You know, the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? You know? And we were always thinking, like, Lord, when the time comes, at least show us what it is so we don't end up taking it. You know? So when we came into his truth, man, we heard what the MOTB is. It made all the sense in the world. It was perfect sense. It just, boom, right there on lock. That's it. You know? But you got these people who, it's like, they just can't get it. You pricking their brain. Their brain is hurt. You know? Their brains are hurt. Their minds is hurt. It's just too much information. The brain is overloaded. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these people, bro. Like we always say, they dead from the neck up. You know? It's over with. No hope whatsoever. That's why they live the lives they live. You know? And believe the shit they believe. You know, what else they gonna believe? You know? It says, interestingly, the first person to implant a micro C-hip in himself was Professor Kevin Warwick. War with the wicked. It says, of Reading University in 1998. He wanted to determine whether his computer could wirelessly track his movements at work. So since 1998, they've been testing this shit. Because he just said he did it, what? To determine. So that's a test. You're doing it to determine whether his computer could wirelessly track his movements at work. So 1998 all the way till now. 1998, 2008, 2018, 2028. We ain't gonna get there, Lord willing. Shit, that sounded crazy saying that. 2028. All right, but that's what, 30 years in the making. Okay, 30 years in the making. All right, 1998, 2008. That's what, a decade right there. And in 2018, another decade. So yeah, 20 years. 20 years. Okay. So let's keep going. It says, so he wanted to determine whether his computer could wirelessly track his movements. All right. It says, to date, at least 10 state legislatures in the United States have passed statutes to ban employers, right? To ban employers from requiring employees to receive human micro C-hip implants. It says the most. Okay. It says the most recent state is Indiana, which prohibited employers from requiring employees to be C-hipped as a condition of employment and discriminating against job applicants who refuse the implant. Okay, so now how easy is it to get around this? All you got to do is just change the technology, and now it's not required. Listen, you don't have to use it, but the technology society has changed. All right, the technology society has changed, so now you don't want to. That's a chariot. you don't want to partake in this technology. Okay, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? The job is, everything has changed, right? These companies that you work for, everything is being consolidated, right? So now they're all gonna have to jump onto the new technology, the new form of doing everything. When the banks change, companies have to change to fit what the banks are saying. You know that? It's all interconnected. So if the banks are being changed now and everything is being shifted to digital, what are these companies gonna do? They better go with the program or they're gonna go down and under. So you could run this, oh, there's a law that prohibits them from actually requiring us to take it. Yeah, that's cool. But you gotta make the decision of going to take it. You either gonna lose that job or you're gonna have to go take it so you can keep working. You can be in society, you know? And then you gotta deal with the pressures of your family, your friends. That's why the Lord said, what? Those that, it says, well, the love of the world is enmity with the Heavenly Father. Because you're going to be caught up, you're going to be caught betwixt. You know? Now you got to make a decision where everybody's relying on whatever decision you're going to make. That's why it's best you commit your life to the Lord now. You know? You commit your life to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua now, because you are all tied in with all these people. When the time comes where it's time for you to detach, it's going to be much harder. You know, for us who live the way we live, everybody knows. All right, it started already in 2020. We already passed the first phase. where everybody was like, oh, we gonna take in this, oh, da. You stupid for not taking it, this and that. We already dealt with that shit, and it made us stronger. All right, it made us stronger. So when the time comes, we're gonna be ready to go. But if you already failed that first test, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, well, guess what? That same reason is gonna come back, but this time it's gonna be much harder to resist. You see? Yeah, it's called the hour of temptation. All right, so let's keep going. It says, Nevada's legislation is the most restrictive, although not a total ban, as proposed. See a deer. Hello, deer. All right, it says, Nevada's legislation is the most restrictive, although not a total ban, as proposed in 2017. Nevada Assembly Bill 226 prohibits an officer or employee of Nevada from establishing a program that authorizes a person to voluntarily elect to undergo the implantation of such a microchip or permanent identification tracker. Okay, so this has got to bypass these states. They'll just send them down and under. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard to do. You know, it's not that. Oh shit. All right, it's not gonna be that hard to do. You know, all they gotta do is just bankrupt the damn thing. Send these migrants over there, whatever. You know, just start some chaotic bullshit. Just corrupt the whole system. You know, some type of civil war pops off in these states, and under martial law and all that. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Them legislations don't pass under martial law. The Constitution is null and void. All that shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? So then now what? Well, we'll tell you what. Let's go. Come on. Let's continue. It says, yeah, take a seat real quick. Select it. 1 second. All right. So let's continue. It says, as the impact and influence of C-hip implants increases in the United States, right, it will raise complex questions for state legislatures and courts, to consider, such as third-party liability for cybersecurity, data ownership rights, and Americans' rights under the Fourth Amendment, and the protection of sensitive digital data under the Supreme Court's 2018 decision in Carpenter v. United States. Okay, so there you have it. All right, you have it's crazy, bro. It's really gonna get to that point. All right, we're almost there. It says micro C-hips offer alluring benefits of convenience and mobility. Right? It says where we at? Right. Mobility. Okay, but they carry potential cybersecurity, privacy, and health risks. The health risk is the most important thing. You see? Because if you're not healthy, it's over with. Ain't nothing else to do. You know, shit. Ain't nothing else to do, man. Look at all these people. They can't go to work no more because they're not healthy. Right? You can't go out. You can't do shit. You're just done. People got paralyzed, all kinds of shit. You know? But that noisome and grievous sore is going to be felt all around the world. You know what I'm saying? There's no escaping it. If you take that MOTB, all right, that whatever's going to come out of you, oh man, you know, what kind of reaction are you going to be having? Because again, it's a very sinister thing. You know, Look at people who took the Vanessa. Look at what happened to them. Imagine this shit. You think Esau is doing anything for your benefit? It says, instead, it is a shared responsibility among consumers to understand their data rights as part of digital literacy, and among technologists to promote cybersecurity informed engineering at each phase of product development. They're not doing that shit. As a matter of fact, YouTube, all right, is coming out with a new so-called terms of services that there you go. Terms of services that's gonna literally do away with any kind of information on these kind of things. Okay, their new terms of services is gonna put a limitation, and that's again ushering in the famine of the word. Okay, because there's certain things we can't talk about. Remember, the famine of the word goes into what? The inability to hear the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, and that's the main thing they're going to target. Okay, because we're the only ones who are speaking the truth in all this shit that's going on. Okay, everything we say is substantiated on truth. Okay, it's based on truth, period. We're a truth-based group. Okay, that is all it is. All right, and everything we've said is about to come to pass according to the scriptures. Okay, it says further, lawmakers must be mindful of the delicate balance between protecting the flame of technological innovations and advancement while guarding against misapplication and abuse. As technology historian Melvin Kranzberg noted, quote, technology is neither good nor bad, nor is it neutral. Well, that's why Klaus Schwab said what he said. He said the power lies in the hands of the stakeholders. Okay? They are the ones, whoever's behind the control of AI is the one who controls the world, basically. Okay? So, we're here. And for them to control AI all the way through, people got to be connected to that AI. You know? People got to be connected to that AI. Right? They got robot dogs and everything ready to go. So that means very soon, you're not going to be seeing regular people doing regular things anymore. Everything's going to be run by robots. You know? So, hey, that time is here. Okay, that time is here, man. Okay, that time is here. Okay, and for everyone who's going to end up taking that MOTB, okay, we're going to go into it. It's the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, and the technology now that they have in order to do whatever it is, like what other technology have you seen in the world that goes into your hand? What? There's only one. Okay, it's only one. They first started with wearables, you know, and now they're going into implantables. You know what I'm saying? Everything is shifting into that. All right, it says what? And that no man might buy or sell. Okay, they have a grid. They have a lock on the grid of trade. Okay, the world economy has become one market, which is controlled by one people. The World Economic Forum and their whoever is controlling them. The Rothschilds and so on and so forth, like just the names to put out there. But again, ultimately, the Edomites, all right, the Amalekites, they're behind all of this, if you want to go in the scripture sense. But in the secular view, all right, you got the World Economic Forum, you got, you know, pretty much them, that's the spearhead of all of these changes that you're seeing globally. Okay, it's called the Great Reset. All right, again, the image. Okay, the image. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It's all synonymous. It's one thing, which is what? The MOTB. Okay, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, and that is that MOTB, the RFID TB. All right, you know what? Okay, because now we're gonna really have to use code words. All right, and I don't even know how long this video is gonna be up, but we'll see. All right, we'll leave it to the Lord. Okay, but the judgment that's coming for America and everybody else who takes it, because, bro, Most people in America are going to take that shit. All right. That lake of fire is not going to be here for no reason. Most people are going to take that shit. There's going to be very few people you're going to see that don't have that. Okay. These people have never gone through reality of suffering before. So the smallest inch of suffering and uncomfortability, they're going to bend. They're going to break. Okay. They're going to bend and they're going to break, man. They don't have anywhere else to go. They have no hope of salvation. Where else are they going to go? This is the only way out for them. That's it. It's over for them. Okay. And then they're going to be faced with this. There's a book of Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, right? In the article we read about these other ways that people are going to be able to see and all this shit. Yeah, they're going to have to put in your head. Isn't that what Neuralink is all about? Brain chips, brain implants, and how they can, you know, bring people back to their normal ways, or at least resemble that, you know? Yeah. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So the Lord is coming down to make war against this place and destroy this place, right? Esau's kingdom and everything that's with it. And Esau is going to be like, nah, we got to defend against that. That's the war in heaven. And they get crushed, brought down back over here. And Yahushua makes his way down here and destroys this place. Fire, brimstone. This place is terrorized completely. Okay? And that's what we're reading. All right? And it's going to happen whether you like it or yes, man. People got to get to that realization of, yo, this is it. North Korea just got some missiles talking about, yo, Russia just hooked us up with some shit that could hit America in no time. The weak are saying that they're strong. Okay? The valley of Jehoshaphat is getting hot. Okay? This third world war is shifting quickly from cold to hot real quick. If you're paying attention to what's going on geopolitically, yo, this thing is getting hot. It hasn't stopped. Over there in Israel, they said they're on the 33rd week of protest, man. The so-called Holy Land. If the true people of the Most High were there, wouldn't there be peace? Why the hell are you niggas protesting? What are you protesting? Who are you protesting against? Exactly. The whole earth is hot. There's fires everywhere. All hell is breaking loose everywhere. You talking about we already under the second covenant, or you got people saying that the true Jays are the people in the land. How the hell is that possible? So does that mean that we're in the kingdom of heaven? Is this the kingdom of heaven then? Shit. Verse 11, it says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. Right? So this has to happen before the kingdom of heaven. Did this ever happen? No. So clearly the children of Israel are not back in their land. So whoever is over there is about to be uprooted the fuck up out of that land. That's what's going to happen. And we don't give a fuck if you call it anti-Semitism or whatever. The truth is out. All right? And the man of sin is being revealed. You're putting yourself out there. We're just making it known. Okay? And when that war starts, the Lord is going to give us that power to back you devils down, man. Okay? It says that the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay? So, hey, man, that's the destruction. Okay? That's the result of disobedience on a mass scale. That's the end result of rebellion against the Heavenly Father, all right, and his Son. Okay? So trouble is coming. Trouble is definitely coming. All right? And for those who are not of the elect, well, listen, figure it out. Okay? Figure it out, man. But those of the hopeful elect, Lord willing, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh shall hold us through. Okay? We believe that. Okay, and it's our faith that's going to keep us stable, and it's our faith that's going to provoke these miracles, man. We're not just going to sit there idle and just, oh, you Lord. Now we're going, hey, the Lord said, you know, those who have faith in him. All right, he also told us by telling Joshua that what? Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Right? Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is with you, whithersoever thou goest. All right? So that's faith. Walk by faith, man. All right? When the time comes, just like it did, the next one is coming. This time you might be required to stand up and actually fight. The Lord said he's going to turn his fishers into hunters. So before that time, what's going to happen? The famine is going to come. Okay, and when there's a famine, guess what? Now you can't just sit there. Food is not coming to you. Now you got to go out there and hunt. You got to go hunt for the food. Okay? But this spiritual food is going to be nowhere to be found unless you're of the elect. That's it. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Bacha Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, and until next time, Shalom.